Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Justice for All, as we've navigated the landmines of the judge's extremely flippant ways of giving us penalties and trying not to draw jokes out of Mo. We've at least presented a silk hat that seems to be unravelling everything said and putting the judge very much against the witness here, who's not very happy. "What is the meaning of all this?" he has exclaimed. "You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court." "Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh." "What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things." Why you being so mean to me? What did I do?" "Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me doesn't mean you belong. No matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you." "Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are?" "I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I tell him the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there." "He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick?" "It's something I've been mulling over for a while now." "Mo, what do you want?" "You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?" "What? He went." "What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that."
Objection!
"Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor."
Objection!
"This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless." "You've got her point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away." "That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened?" "Say what?" "Huh?" "I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?" The judge always threats me with massive penalties. But I do. That was one of the first things we were bringing up with, wasn't it? The fact that we got a picture of which shows that no one walked away. There's one set of footprints coming in. Thank you, game, for making it easy this time. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Ay, 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 ay. Arriba. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown guy came to court in. Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear! I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are going to get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you provided up until now has been false? It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma, how could you? Bowing to that? Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls. Ha! You're not going to believe this, but it's all true, I tell ya.
Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel.
The truth, then. More testimony. I've lost enough health. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows! Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's what I saw. He... This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints.
I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying... There's no way that actually happened.
You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why wouldn't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
His eyes are playing tricks, he's telling the truth. This is all a dream, Wright. I reckon that's what he saw, because I reckon it was very much set up that way. There were no feet on that floaty thing, were there? What he just said was so strange, I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means that he is telling the truth?
That's what I think. Nick, wait! That means that Max actually used magic!
Yikes, you're right! Now!
Only a foolish-looking fool can be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous, magic does not exist!
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile!
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karman's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
What if I were to say it was just clothing and nothing else?
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know.
They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared.
Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy.
It looks so effortless for you on stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic.
No, I broke the first rule. The cardinal rule. The only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks.
Nick, what do we do now?
All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow.
Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker.
As we find ourselves at another to be continued. Can you refill my HP as well, please? I need some more HPs. I've lost half my HPs. As we move back to the Wright & Co. law offices. That's the wrong place to be for investigation.
Nick?
What is it?
I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yep, magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearly showed me was incredible! Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it? Let's see. It looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. Ha. First she put her right thumb next to her left hand and then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? Wow! How'd you do that, Nick? You're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder. We'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. That you will. But we survived today. In a court yet again, with stupid witnesses, as the usual. What to do, Mayor? I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way we can solve the mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. I was thinking, do you really think the criminal flew through the air? The only one who thinks that is Mo, right? He says that he saw it. That's true. Mo looked awfully serious when he said that. Do you think he might be trying to frame Max? If that was it, he would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. No reason why anyone would believe he flew. But what if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that. Max. No, anyone on wires can, or anything on wires can. You're really not helping my confidence here, Mayor. I know what I'd go back and look for. Everyone seems to hate Max. Ben, Trilo, Mo, they all have nothing nice to say. That magician does seem rather full of himself, doesn't he? Especially when he says things like customers only go to the circus to see him. He even hit Ben over the head with a bottle. But what? That doesn't seem enough to frame another person for murder. It was proven that neither Ben nor Mo lied on the stand. Maybe Ben saw the ringmaster wearing Max's costume. Mo clearly said that he saw Max himself. Alright then. Well, if that's said, maybe we should move after talking to you. Unless we can present something to you of importance, at least the important things in its rightful slot again. But I'm mostly interested in some of these weird things we got here. Well, let's move. Start investigating. We could ask Max first what's going on, mind you. Never seems like a bad place to start. He might be able to give us some more clues as to what to look for. Oh, my sweeties! Do you mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from a local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking. But the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. You seem awfully calm about that possibility. I'd have no choice. It would be a contractual obligation. That's show business. That's show business. Right then, talk to me about the night of the murder. The night of the crime. You didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? Here is how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not just something I can do at will. I don't care what the stoogie clown says. It wasn't me. Max, you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. Oh, do you? I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think. Okay, I would like to know the ins and outs, to be honest. Because the harnesses you have to wear are quite severe, I'd have thought. I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favour to ask of you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus.
fabulous! A great joke! Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them?
But
I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix!
International Grand Prix?
Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I can simply not tolerate.
Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears.
Right then, the Grand Prix is now an entry. Oh my. My sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told the story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring. I'm sorry to make you tell it again. You must not have heard me. I'm really sick of telling this story. What can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Voila, even. Here, take a look at this. I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. Just look at that fabulous stage. That is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself that I could die right then and die a happy man. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim.
Wow.
By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus.
That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey Nick, how about you buy me a trophy?
That's not how you earn a trophy, Mayor. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them. Learn how to get thrown in jail. Via ego, but an important piece of evidence there and a very big object in his hands, I would say, as well. Obvious thing is obvious. Right then, so where to next? The Wright & Co. law offices? We've been. Circus entrance? Well, let's get checking people out. December 29th for the very big circus entrance.
You hear that? It sounds like two people arguing.
Right, let's do it. Are you ready? Yes. Wait. Quit your whining. Let's just give this a shot already. All right, let's go. Row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row your boat. This is odd. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that. I'm trying my best, but Trudeau, this just isn't going to work. Do you enjoy saying dumb things? You're going to have to be on your own someday. If you can't handle something as simple as this, what are you going to do then?
Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trilo.
What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course?
I'm sorry.
Secret crash training? Whoa!
Yes, Trilo wouldn't give up until I said we'd try out his idea for a new routine. So, we were trying to sing in a round for our new ventriloquism act.
In a round? You can really do that? That's incredible! See? Even they're surprised by the idea. I told you! They're not the only ones. You surprised me with your idea. Once we've got a grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice. You think so? Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you. Ah, there it is. Now that I've got this ring back, it's time to take one more shot of Regina. Okay then, you do that, wedding ring puppet man thing. Puppet. Don't get woodworm now. I know that you already testified in court today. You want to talk about what we saw, right?
Yes.
Well, at first we thought it was the old man. Just looking at his walk and how he acted, right, Ben?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Then we said hello. Didn't even get a reply. Not to mention he was draped in those gaudy symbols.
What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols?
What do you think, Ben?
What? I would have thought it was the ringmaster.
Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder who they really saw. Yes. Well, let's talk about the marriage a little bit more as well.
I was hoping I could ask you about Regina.
I'm completely serious about her. That's what I'm waiting for even now.
Really? That's so sweet. But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent?
haven't got a clue how things do, sweetheart.
Huh?
Being like this is part of being in love.
How so?
If you had a clue, you would know that waiting is such sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that's one of the best parts.
Yeah, I knew that.
Poor Maya. She's so red she looks like a vine-ripe tomato. Oh, well, that said, we'll leave it at that. As ventriloquism is left to ask. It's time to examine the entire circus once again. Maybe we'll meet this Acro as well, considering we've learnt that he's part of the crew here. Maybe we'll find Money the Monkey and then beat him up a little bit for stealing my badge. That'll be animal cruelty, so I can't do that. But join me next time on Justice for All, where we hope not to be on trial for animal cruelty. Bye.